A former Clackamas County commissioner who's on the run is facing new identity theft charges. The Oregon Department of Justice says a grand jury returned 19 new charges against Melissa Fireside, alleging that she opened a Paycheck Protection Program or PPP loan, a net credit account, and 2 credit card accounts using the identity of Gertrude Fireside, who is described as being 65 or older at the time. Prosecutors say the former commissioner also made up to $10,000 in purchases using credit cards under Gertrude's name. Investigators say the crimes date back to March 2021, but the victim didn't discover them until last August. These charges come after a separate indictment filed in February of 2025, accusing Fireside of fraudulently accessing the accounts of her mother's 83-year-old boyfriend. Fireside resigned as a Clackamas County commissioner last March after the county chair urged her to step down. Investigators say Fireside may have fled the country with her son. She has been on the run since last October. The Justice Department says it is working to bring her back to the U.S. to face these and possibly more charges.